Hey everybody, so I am 21 weeks today. Just like every week, it's super exciting. I don't have a ton to update on. I did have a couple appointments, but thankfully they weren't that exciting. Not a whole lot going on. However, being 21 weeks, I know I mention it in every video, the size of the babies according to my apps, just like normal, both apps disagree. One app says the babies are the size of cantaloupes, which to me seems so big. I know that it's just, they try to give you an idea of how big, but a cantaloupe, I mean, to have two of those, that's just kind of crazy. The other app says it's not the size of the baby, but more the length, and they're about the length of a banana. So I'm not really sure which one is more accurate. However, I did have 2 appointments this week. I actually just got back from my OB appointment, literally just walked in the door a few minutes ago, and I had my perinatal appointment yesterday. So my perinatal doctor is the one who will measure the babies, basically do a full anatomy scan every time I'm there. My OB also does an ultrasound at every appointment versus just a heartbeat. But that's all she's looking for is just the heartbeats. And she does that because she has no way of differentiating which baby is which, and if both the heartbeats are the same, it's easier for her to have a visual instead of just hearing the heartbeats. So again, I'm never gonna complain for an extra ultrasound getting to see them. But yesterday at the perinatal doctor, being measured, the babies are all measuring just like before, a little bit ahead. They weren't a full week ahead this time. They were measuring about 21 weeks, 4 days. So they're about half a week ahead of, where I'm actually at. And excuse me, the doctors can actually do an average of how much each baby weighs. And last time, about a month ago, each baby weighed 9 ounces. So in 1 month's time, they've both gained, several ounces. Baby A, who is our girl, who's sitting up top, weighs 15 ounces. So she's 1 ounce shy of 1 pound. And baby B, who is down below, he weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce. So they're just almost the exact same weight. They're just off by a little, but they're in the 1 pound range, which is awesome. To me, I just feel like the more they weigh, for twins, because typically twins are born on the smaller side, so the bigger I can get these babies, the better. Even though, things have been pretty boring as far as things I've had going on, there's always a chance for preterm labor with twins. And so I just feel like, the longer I can be pregnant and the more weight these babies have on them, it just makes me feel a little better. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So being 21 weeks, that's the biggest thing. And then, I know I posted on Facebook the other day, but the babies are definitely moving. And the way that they're positioned is they're head to head on this side. Baby A lays this way and baby B lays underneath. So both of their little feet are on this side. So I'm only really I feel some movement on this side of my belly, but really it's all on my left side. And I've been feeling it for a while now. And I know that they kind of describe the feeling as like a fluttering feeling. And I guess I can understand, like, it's finally starting to feel where I guess I get why they would call it a fluttering feeling. But to me, it felt more like when you have a muscle spasm and it just kind of does its own weird thing. That's what it was feeling like for several days, maybe even a week. But then the other night, laying in bed, I don't know which baby it was since both of their feet are on this side, but one of them full on like poked or kicked in a specific area, and Chris was asleep. So I woke him up and he was in this deep sleep. I was like, oh, what's going on? Felt my belly, and I was like, did you feel it? Did you feel it? He was like, yeah, I felt it. I know he actually felt it, but he couldn't really remember the next day exactly what it felt like, just because he was so in such a deep sleep. So yesterday I actually had him try again and feel it because they were kicking, and he couldn't really feel with his fingers very well. He's like, I just don't know what I'm feeling. So he put his head up to my belly, and one of the babies kicked him right in the head. So that's kind of where we're at. It's all really good news. Nothing you know, nothing out of the ordinary. I feel very lucky that it's been pretty low key. I get heartburn every day, I think. I haven't had a headache, like a bad headache, in over a week, so that's a plus. I don't know if those are going to start dwindling, but I'm not complaining. I'll take a week of some rest on those headaches. But other than that, I mean, it really hasn't been, you know, nothing crazy. We are getting ready to head home, and I cannot wait for the holidays back home. We leave Saturday and we'll be gone for 2 weeks. So obviously traveling while being pregnant is going to be a new thing. I asked my doctor if I needed a note, just because being pregnant with twins, I know I'm showing a lot more than somebody else who might be 21 weeks. And so my fear is that we're going to get to the airport and they're going to be like, sorry, you are too pregnant, even though I'm not. And it's completely safe. I talked to my doctor about it. So that's the biggest thing we have going on, is just preparing to travel home. And while we're home, we're doing 2 baby showers, one with our family in the Portland area, and then we're going to do another one with our family up in the Seattle area. So we are really lucky that we get to do that. And I just can't wait to see everybody. So that's going to be a new experience, traveling while pregnant, and hopefully, you know, everything goes smoothly. We're kind of getting into that point of the pregnancy where it's just, I have to be kind of not on edge, but just aware of everything, because the chances of going into preterm labor with twins is a lot higher than with one baby. And so, you know, I wouldn't say we're quite in that like danger zone area yet, but you never really are out of it when you're pregnant with twins. So we just have to be cautious and, you know, be aware of what hospitals are nearby just in case anything were to happen. But really, that's it. I mean, everything's good. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has sent messages, you know, talking about my videos. I make these just because, you know, we struggled for 5 years to get pregnant, and I always felt like I always wanted to talk about what we had going on. And once I was comfortable enough to talk about it, once I was kind of past being sad and not really sure how to talk about it, I wanted to talk about everything that we've gone through. And I get reminded of that at my OB appointments, because my nurse that I've been seeing, she's going through some fertility stuff. And so her and I will talk. And I just feel like being open about it is the best way for me. It's not everybody's way. A lot of people are very private about this, and that's completely understandable. So I just want to take a second and say thank you to those who have reached out and talked about the videos. This is why I make them, is just, you know, to get this information out there and talk about, you know, that we did struggle. It took a long time, but we're at this place now, and we're really, really excited. And, you know, if you or somebody else that you know is struggling, I'm happy to talk to you. I obviously don't have all of the answers by any means, but, you know, if you need an ear, I'm here. So that's kind of my little spiel. Anyways, I'll show you my belly. The other thing Chris said to me this last week, just throughout the week, is he looks at my belly and starts laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? He's like, you're actually really pregnant. And at one point, he told me it looked like I was wearing a fake pregnant belly. So apparently my belly's getting bigger. But 21 weeks. And like I said, baby girl is up here and baby boy is down here. And we have picked out names. I think I mentioned this in another video. We have picked out names. Haven't decided when I'm gonna like fully announce it. If we're gonna do something cute or if we're just gonna talk about it in a video. I don't know yet. But we have names and we're super, super excited. And my next video will be coming from the Northwest, so I'm so excited to go home. Oh, I can't wait. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week.